Your hustle doesn't impress me. It's just a sign you don't have your shit together yet. So last month, I signed 45 high-ticket clients at $30,000 each. While I traveled all around the world with my family for the whole month, took my clients masterminding at 3,000 feet in the air in hot air balloons, and ran the most disastrous webinar of my entire life. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we did to sign 45 clients and then debrief the month. The good, the bad, and the horrendously awkward. It's going to be fun. Let's dive in. So all the stuff that happened last month is in this box. Let's pull a card and talk about it. Oh yeah. So we're here to talk about November. October was a little bit mental. I told you about all of the ups and downs from that. A couple of weeks ago, I was chatting with Hormozy, helping him out with a sell by chat thing. And he said, hey, by the way, have you hit $2 million a month yet? I was like, I don't think so. Truth is, I never even look. I've got plenty of money. The most expensive thing I buy is Golden Goose shoes, and I don't even wear shoes. It's kind of stupid. Anyway, so I got on about my business. Tony and I were on the phone a couple of days later, and she goes, oh, by the way, October we did $2 million. I was like, huh, that's cool. I should text Alex. But for me, I was like, it's like a really meaningful, kind of meaningless number. I didn't change the way I felt. About a minute later, I was like, okay, what's the next project? And I was just into it. When Tony came to work with us, I remember as she was getting started, she was like, okay, so I want to make sure you crush your goals. What's your financial goal? I was like, oh, never really. No, she said, I want to make sure you crush your goals. How much money do you want to make? I was like, I've never really thought about it. That's not true. The only one time I've thought about it was when we were dead broke and I needed to get to 8 or 10 grand a month before Araha was born or we'd be screwed. Since then, I've just been playing this really simple game. I want to work on projects that excite me with a team that I love, helping people we really care about. It's enough for me. So I don't care what your motivation is. If it's like grow really big or it's, do work that matters or retire your partner or buy a house from mum and dad. I don't really, as long as you find something that's juicy for you, that's plenty. All right, so let's debrief the month. We're starting Palm Springs with the Boardroom event. We'll talk about the Black Belt event that happened on Zoom from Arizona. Traveling to Italy, which leads us into the single worst workshop I've ever run in my entire life. It was like a holy disaster. And then the secrets of selling out. I think it'd be good. Let's chat. So what I didn't tell you last month was that we've had some serious trouble with an event. This event we just ran in Palm Springs was a nightmare waiting to happen. We booked it out. There was a screw up with the room block. And so with 60 people flying in from all around the world, we only had 6 or 7 rooms available. Eek. Found out that it was Pride Week and a bunch of other people were coming in as well to celebrate. And so we ended up having to split half of the boardroom clients, 7 of the boardroom clients in one space and the rest at the, I think it was the Ritz or the whatever it was around the corner, which makes logistics really, really hard. So we wanted to go all in to make it up to them because frankly, I like having everyone together. It's a real community vibe. It's pretty stressful. We made some changes to our event team, brought on a new event manager. So we were committed to making it amazing and not looking like the idiots that I felt like beforehand. I don't know if you've ever felt that kind of pressure, but these guys are my favorite people in the whole world. They're great clients. They help each other out. It's the best squad ever. So we went all in. It was amazing. We had dinner out in the desert near Joshua Tree, masterminds in groups of 6 in hot air balloons. I wanted to do it for 3 years. It was amazing, but there was one thing I didn't factor in. I found out that the road was going to be a bit windy and noisy up there. Apparently when you get up, so the wind's blowing like this, the balloon goes like that too. So it's actually kind of dead silent. So I was like, this would be perfect for masterminding. What I didn't factor in is everyone's got 8 minutes to talk. You know that bit where the guy goes on the balloon? It's actually really, really loud. And so, okay, 8 minutes, your time starts now. Okay, well, my biggest problem is, okay, we might just reset that happens all the damn time. Anyway, there's something magic floating up high above the golf courses in the desert, and it was beautiful. I think magic things happen when you got some altitude above your business, both metaphorically and also I hate working with low ceilings. There's magic. We had Sabri Suby come and speak, and then from the Boardroom community, Maria Wendt, Ryan Deiss, Ali Abdaal, a bunch of good people sharing their best stuff. It was amazing. We worked in the mornings, and in the afternoons we played, hung out, did fun stuff together. I don't want to give away too much. I think the thing that I love, I remember sitting at the dinner on the first night out in the desert and just being in awe of this incredible community that we've been lucky enough to build. It's very curated. And It's feeling super, super lucky. I think the mistake that I've made in the past and a lot of us make is we build an offer so good that people would feel stupid saying no to, which sounds like great advice, but they do that and it sells like crazy. And then you hate your life. I think the thing I'm most proud of with Boardroom is I haven't built an offer that people would feel stupid saying no to. I built the product that I would be stoked to buy myself and built the community, not just that I would buy, but that I would be stoked to be in for the rest of my life. If you're selling if you're there to sell a program, that's okay. But if you're building a community, I think you got it made. So we were there, most magical Boardroom week of my entire life. So one day in San Francisco was great. Flew to Arizona. Kira Marie had an event there with Ali Brown, who's amazing. They've been friends for years. And I had to run black belt on Zoom. So 3 days on Zoom. And I don't know if you've ever run a Zoom while you're traveling. Usually it's like you with your laptop and a white wall behind you. You look like you're in a hostage video of your webcam. It's not super great. And I wanted to give my guys the best, especially after this epic all-time experience. Everyone's like FOMOing about Palm Springs and hot air balloons. So I rented this photography studio. This is a great idea, but it's enormous, like this massive space with beautiful walls and great lighting. It just looked the business. Effectively, I paid like $1,500 for a Zoom background, which is kind of dumb, but awesome. The event was cool. It used to be the Taki show. Like I used to like build all of the sessions and teach all the sessions. It was like, I'd build it, I'd plan it, I'd deliver it. It was great. It was a lot. And if you control too much, I think you rob other people of the opportunity to learn and grow as well. This one was different. Shout out to Ed and Tamara from the team who designed the Black Belt event. It was absolutely amazing. They did the best job. 3 days, half days again, 3 sessions a day. I taught one session on the last day, and the rest I kind of hosted and facilitated. It was really fun. We had Jordan from One Peak Creative teach short form. He's a client in Black Belt. They did a session, it was super great, called Lessons to My Six-Figure Self from some Black Belters who just hit $1 million. So good. Yeah, I think if you can find someone a few levels above you who's done the journey and knows how it's done, either done it themselves recently or has done it themselves and then helped a bunch of others to do it and learn, jump in their slipstream and learn from their mistakes, life just gets so much faster. It's really, really useful. And a bunch of senseis, Black Belt clients selected from the community to share, here's the best thing I've done in the last 4 months that's helped me get leads and sign clients and deliver great results to clients. Super great. And all I needed to do was show up and do one session, debriefing the launch we did in October. This is boss. If you've got great team, even if it's like one person and great clients, it's really hard to screw that up. It's funny, thinking about team. I've got some clients with like literally more than 100 team members with big businesses. And I've got a couple of people who just run solo, like literally them, maybe them plus a VA. I've done this one. I've never done that one. I'm not naturally a big team guy. I like having a small squad of amazing people. I'm really, really proud of the team we've got. It's crazy, the person who ran my marketing for years is the person who ran my marketing and the person who ran our sales and the person who ran our client success. And now the 3 core coaches in Black Belt. I feel super lucky. Like our clients are in the best hands. I paid those guys a bunch of money each to work on my business, and now our clients get the same benefit. It's kind of gangster. It's always hard, like when you're looking for some help for various parts of, for jobs in your business, various pieces. Almost every time I've wanted to hire someone, I've been in the place of like, I don't know if I can afford them, but I really, really need them. That's really common. I want a salesperson, but I don't know if I've got enough leads, or I want this person, but I don't have enough money. Even if you can get someone part-time, just the capacity you get and the experience your clients get and the lift your business gets, just like knowing you're not alone. By the way, if you're a loner who just wants to do everything solo, totally cool. But for me, I don't want a big team. I certainly don't want to be by myself. I'm great with a small squad of capable people. I think most people are a bit like that. Most coaches find delivery really heavy and super dependent on them. Like in order for them to deliver what they need to clients, sometimes life suffers. I've never loved that approach. So we flew from Arizona to Italy, which I love. My favorite of all the Takis is Italy Taki. Just good people. We flew there for Livia's 60th. She's a great friend, 60th birthday. Go celebrate her and hang out with Chiro, her brother-in-law. But it means like late nights because of time zones. a few coaches I know, when they travel, they just change the course schedule around their needs. And I get it. Like, it's certainly more fun to run a webinar at 10 a.m. than 10 p.m. I did the 10 p.m. sessions, but I don't want to mess up 300 or 400 people's schedule just because I'm traveling. They signed up for Black Belt. They didn't sign up for Taki's travel. I did. So I'm happy to eat shit a couple of times a month and run a late night webinar. Dude, you start at 10 o'clock at night. It's late. I'm an early sleeper. Finish at midnight. That's rough. But dude, you wake up on the Amalfi Coast. The trade-off is totally worth it. It's funny, you know, like, yes, I'm the founder of this business, but it doesn't feel heavy or dependent in any way. Like, we built it so that it would still work, even if we had to like be bedside with Ethan in kids hospital for like weeks, 10 weeks in a row, a couple of times. Now he's well and we get to travel, which is amazing. But it still works on minimum effective founder. Guys, sent a few emails around one workshop, which we'll talk about in a sec. I didn't shoot any videos. I didn't have any meetings. There's a few text messages. And the business just boomed. So I think the thing I love is if it doesn't work for me when I'm in Italy, it just doesn't work for me. And you just need to set things up so that you can live the life you want while building the business that you like. And that's about where the good things in Italy died. So every month we run a paid workshop, usually something like cool and new that that has been working for us, so that I'm like super excited about. This workshop was different. It's the end of year, Christmas time. It's buying season in the coaching industry, right? This is the time where more people hire a coach than any other time of year, November, December, January. And so in our calendar was like, let's do clients by Christmas. To be honest, I wasn't excited about it because I've run it for like 10 or 12 years in a row every year. And it just feels like the same. It's like if the Rolling Stones go on tour, everyone wants them to play Satisfaction, even though they've played it like 82 million times. But it's really useful for people because it's the best way I know to get clients this time of year. And so we said we'd run it. So we started the promotion. And to be honest, because we were traveling, I didn't put much effort into the promotion, I'll be honest. We reused some of the emails from last year, maybe even the year before, I'm not sure. And the same thing that always happened again, which is that we usually run our workshops on a Tuesday just because that's when it fits best in my week. And over the weekend, the last few days, like these things, like it always like starts with a peak, like, oh, new workshop, exciting. And then it just dips. And the weekend before, the numbers are never where I want them to be. And I always have this like whiny little baby moment where I freak out. I'm like, God, Tony, the numbers aren't where they should be. What do we do? This time I was like, I don't really mind. It's the same workshop. I've done it a million times. Of course, we've just run clients. A bunch of those people got access to it for free. Plus we've done this like 10 other times for free. And now it's $100. We've added a bunch of cool stuff, GPTs and whatnot. It's not going to do as well. This time she was nervous as well. And so it's always we've done 13 or 14 of these workshops. Every time the weekend we have these wobbles. Anyway, sure enough, when we started doing the 2 days to go, 24 hours to go, 12 hours to go messages, numbers just took off. In fact, this was our third biggest workshop we've ever run. Like behind Sales List and Microwave, this was the best one we've ever, which is crazy to me. We ended up with, I don't know, maybe 400 people buying a ticket-ish and a bunch of people from the clients program. It was enormous. So even when it looks bad, remember, it's not over till the fat man comes down the chimney. Send the reminders, do the countdowns, follow the plan, and you'll be all right. So Italy started great, and then it went downhill really, really, really fast. We're in Naples at the time at Lydia's house in this beautiful old 16th century palace. It was like ridiculously pretty. And I tested the internet like you're supposed to. I had like all the gear, cameras and the light and microphones and all the fancy stuff, the iPad. And it tested great. I did my speed test twice through the day to check the loads, and it worked great. But when we were live, it didn't work great at all. We're 10 minutes in, everyone's like hyped. We've talked about why we're here and what we're going to cover and how awesome it's going to be. People are like, yeah, okay, so let's get, and then I got booted off my own Zoom. I can see like disconnected, still had Wi-Fi. I don't know what happened. I got kicked off the Zoom. And there's like 350 people on the line going, where's Taki? Luckily, Tony covered for a bit, thank God. So I'm like, what's going on? turn off the Wi-Fi, turn back on the Wi-Fi, reconnect. About 3 minutes later, I'm back on a messaging saying, I'm so sorry. I get on, I'm like, I'm so embarrassed. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I'm really, really sorry. We get going, takes us 4 or 5 minutes to get momentum, and I get kicked out again. I don't know what's going on the Wi-Fi, but it's like, this is a public event. People have paid, 400 people paid $100. Like, we made $40,000 US of promises and expectations, which now me and my internet is like failing hard. So I'm like, well, I'll just hotspot off my phone. What I didn't realize is we're in a 16th century like palace, and the walls are like stones this thick, and there's no reception. What am I going to do? So I go near the window. No, that's not working. I remember her saying that there was this garden out the back. So I'm like, okay, let's go check the garden. So I grab my phone and my drink bottle and a little light. By the way, it's now 10:30 p.m. Go out to the garden. There's a plastic, those plastic garden tables and chairs. It was one of those, like super wobbly. So I go there, and I had my laptop, but I couldn't connect to the Wi-Fi. So I just join Zoom on my phone, sit it on top of my laptop, and then I get my drink bottle, and there's this light. That's not a light, but pretend it was. That's just sitting there to kind of give me a little bit of light. And it was atrocious. I looked like I was telling ghost stories. You know how when you put the torch under here like this? I couldn't share my screen. Couldn't share my iPad. It was it was a complete disaster. Anyway, so we battled through until midnight when the thing finishes. We get people the outcome because we're committed to it. Oh, I forgot to say, that was bad. And I just remember saying, oh, I just hope it doesn't rain. And then it rained. So I'm sitting out in this freaking garden. It's pitch black. It's really cold. It's like 8 degrees during the day. So it's now nighttime and it's drizzling. I'm sitting out in the dark with a bad light and a phone delivering this thing. And Tony was drawing pictures on her iPad because I couldn't. It was just awful. Anyway, we get to people like, this is amazing. And they're taking photos and sharing it on Instagram. And we get to the part of the workshop, like we get the result. That's the most important thing. By this time I was like giving up all hope of like making any kind of sales. We get to the part of the workshop where I'm supposed to like transition into like, here's how Black Belt works. But I've been sitting outside in the rain with my shoes off on like wet, mossy grass for 2 hours now. It's like 12:30 at night. And I'm cold and I've drunk water and I need to pee. So you know how, this is how you're supposed to segue into an offer, something like this. Remember at the start, I promised you that I'd give you everything I could in the time we've got and then show you a system where you can take everything we've talked about and install it into your business so you can get results even faster. Let me show you how the system works. That's what you're kind of meant to say. Here's what I said. I know some of you guys want to hear about Black Belt, but I've been sitting out here in the rain for like 2 hours. It's really cold. My feet are wet and I need to pee. I'll be back in 90 seconds. And I just ran inside and went to pee. I came back and Tony kept me busy. It was terrible. Certainly not textbook. Anyway, so I walk you through how Black Belt works. And normally we have like 10 spots available for people on the workshop and 20 spots available afterwards for the rest of the audience. And I don't know what happened, but all the 30 spots got taken on the workshop live. And to this day, I don't know why. It could have been 2 things. Firstly, maybe 3 things. Firstly, maybe they just felt really sorry for me. That's totally possible. Maybe there's a bit of like, man, this guy will do whatever it takes for us, even if he looks stupid and gets cold and wet to help us get out. Maybe. I don't think you can model like rain showers, so let's not steal that bit. I think the thing you could definitely steal is we wrap the offer. And so Black Belt is a program that works in a certain way. And so our offer doc has like, here's how Black Belt works. And super thorough, people just read it and go, yeah, that's for me. And then every month, depending on what's coming up next in Black Belt, I rewrite the opening like 4 or 5 paragraphs. We call it offer wrapping. Like you've got a product and we wrap it in wrapping paper. And this time it was themed around Christmas, a really good offer. And it crushed. So maybe 2 lessons. Definitely wrap your offers. If you don't know how to do it, if you'd like me to do a video about offer wrapping, just comment below and I'll like offer wrapping, please, or something like that. But I think the big thing that I got from that, because I just got like smashed with Instagram, tagged Instagram photos and whatnot in their stories. It's just a reminder that people don't buy coaching, they buy coaches. And so no matter what you do and what you teach, just make sure that the best of you shows up. Dude, it went crazy for us. That was all really good, but it gave us a really big problem. All right. There's one more card. Selling out. So we started the month already with a couple of spots taken. And then on that workshop from hell, I swear I was cursed, hey. Cursed and blessed at the same time. All of the spots sold, and there was like literally none left. Normally we send like 3 days of emails afterwards going, hey, here's a highlight, BS, join black belt. Remember about the bonus, BS, join black belt. Oh, last day, join black belt. We didn't send any of those because the spots were gone. Note to self, if you're selling out consistently, maybe don't make a ridiculous offer. That was probably a mistake. But then I felt awkward because normally we have 10 spots for the workshop and 20 spots for the rest of the audience, making up our 30. But all 13 spots got taken just from the workshop. I was like, okay, what do we need? What are we going to do? Because I had a whole like week designed for like join black belt. It's going to be amazing. We're going to do this Clients by Christmas stuff. And then B, this is like money time for coaches. And honestly, I felt really uncomfortable because there's a bunch of people who this would really help. And by not letting them join, like their life gets harder. And it sounds really dumb, but like it's true. And so we chatted about it with the team and we decided, actually, I should say the 30-person cap is arbitrary. Like it started off with like 15 and that was just like a number. And then 20 and then 25 and like 30 was kind of aspirational when we first did it. And now it's sold out 5 months in a row. And we thought, well, maybe we could do 45. And 30 was aspirational, but there was no actual reason why the number was 30. It was just like, this is the number that feels like it's small enough that it's a nice cohort that we can easily manage. And we wanted people to know that they were going to be in a small cohort. So like we've been bumping up against this thing for a little while and not sure what to do about it. We've just hired Vanessa Horn back on our team as a coach. She's extraordinary. And so we had like an extra 50% more capacity. And we thought, okay, well, if we make 45 as a test for 1 month, we'll see what happens. So we sent an email going, hey, we sold out. There's 15 spots. Thinking, okay, now I'll do the rest of the week, a whole week's campaign and fill the 15 spots. Well, they filled in a day and a half off one email. And then we had to like send the, I'm really sorry, we're closed again. And so we're going to run 45 this month. It's still a great cohort size. They did their kickoff the other day. Good people. It's going to run a test like, does 45 impact the team and make their role heavy? Does it impact the client's experience? Does it feel good? And then, we'll debrief when we're back from the break on January and decide what to do about it. So we'd already sent the email saying all 30 spots are gone, but because of this reason, we're going to open up 45 as another 15 as a test. And I had a whole week's campaign already in the bank ready to go to fill the 45 spot, the 15 extra spots. They went in a day and a half. So then I had to send another email saying, hey, I'm sorry, the 15 spots are gone. And we're not going to extend it any longer. But if you want to like pre-join now for January and get in so you don't miss out again, you can. And so like as of today filming, not the day that you watch it, but the day we're filming, I think 11 of the 30 spots for next month are gone. I'm just going to run this as a little test to say, how does 45 feel? Does it still feel intimate? And how does the team manage? Is it easy for them? Is it hard for them? And we'll debrief and figure out what we do in January. But that's the plan. So that's what went down. I think most people on Instagram just show you the highlight reel and be like, I signed 45 high ticket clients. And it was amazing. But nobody talks about the fact that sometimes you have to eat shit at midnight on a plastic chair in a garden in Italy, getting rained on and laughed at by people. Swings and roundabouts, highs and lows. This is what it takes. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's been really, really fun. I'm super proud of the team, grateful for the clients. So every month, for as long as it's useful, I'll do a quick debrief on what happened the month before, the highs and the lows, the reels, not the Instagram reels, but the real reels. Because I want to help you out. Have you missed last month about growing pains? It's up here, I think. If you want to know how to grow a coaching business where business gets bigger and life gets better, there's a link in the description below. We call it the $1 Million Plan. It'd be really helpful. Thanks heaps. I'll see you on the internet.